Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Sarah. I go by Lady Lugana here on YouTube, and this is a channel about cross stitch. Welcome back. It's been a while since I've been here, maybe 8 weeks, maybe more than that. I've got a lot of stitching to share, a lot of projects started, a lot of Christmas ideas to share with you, some haul. So I'm excited to get started and share all of the good things with you. In terms of life, I am working on school still, finishing up my project, but I have officially finished all my courses, so it was a busy autumn in that regard. That and housework and all of the good stuff. So let's see. I have some Halloween stuff to share because it's been that long since I've seen you. And then some fancy ladies for October. So I'll start with whips. And my husband the flossy cowboy just walked in. The first one I'm going to show you is a project by Nora Corbett, if I can find it. It is from her Patreon. And so I have to admit, I have a lot of starts, I stitched just a little bit on this. I don't have a lot of progress on one thing, but this one's called Le Nouveau Dragon, Fire and Ice. This is the artwork of what it'll look like. Nora Corbett. And so she has two different colorways. One is called Fire, as you can see all of those colors. One is called Ice. And those are the colors on that one. So what I am doing is the Fire. And it has a lot of fun colors. Let me show you. Look at these bright, if I can pull them out, bright colors. See, there's oranges, there's purples, yellows. This lives in my Rivertown Designs bag with the dragon on it. Isn't that cool? And I'm stitching this on 32 count Bestitch Me into the veil. And I always get Lugana. So 32 count into the veil, Bestitch Me. And this is my very itty bitty biggity progress. So that is the and coconut. The progress I have so far. And the light's a little weird. Let me see if I can change the color. So you can see, oh, that's a little bit better, I think. Change the direction of the light here. There we go. Matching needle minder. So it's going to be pretty. It's going to go right across the top there. And that's actually a pretty good representation of the fabric. So you can jump. You can do it. So that is Le Nouveau Dragon by Nora Corbett. Put all my stuff away. Let's see. The next project, so I'm going to show you Fancy Ladies first and then move into some of the Christmas, or not Christmas, Halloween. Then I'll show you Christmas. The next one is a stitch along that I'm doing with Sherry from Share Bear Stitcher, and from Emily from Eclectic Possessions, or Emily C. She's, I believe, Emily C. on Flosstube Eclectic Possessions on Instagram. And this is Mirabilia Blackbird Sow. This is what it looks like. She's beautiful. This is a representation of Kathy from Wuthering Heights. Emily Bronte's Wuthering Heights. So I love She's both elegant and wild, which is apropos. Are you stuck? My poor dog is like, come here, up you go. Oh, big leap. And we started this November 8th together. And Sherry is stitching hers in silk. She's done hers in a conversion of silk, and it's beautiful. And then Emily has gotten very far. She's gotten quite far. You can see some of these lovely colors, bright. And this, I have a whole bunch more that are not in the bag yet. I'm lazy and I don't put them into floss away bags until I actually use them. And this lives in a Jasmine custom made bag. I thought it was perfect for this pattern. I'm stitching mine on 32 count Murky. Ooh, come here. I can get it open. Because I thought it was like the Moors, the setting of the book. And this is where I am. That is Kathy so far. Blackbird by Mirabilia. She's lovely. And I think she's going to look really good on this fabric with all those bright colors. She's got such a delicate face. I like to get the face in and the back stitching in so that I can look at her pretty face as I'm stitching the rest of her. So that is Blackbird by Mirabilia. If you want to stitch her, you are free to join us. There's lots of people stitching her, and it's fun to see all the progress on Instagram. So that is one of my Fancy Ladies that I worked on in November. I did Fancy Lady November instead of just Nora Corbett November. Oh, hi, Coconut. Did you come up? People can see you. Sweet. All right. The next one I stitched on is also a Mirabilia. It is called At the Met. And this is, I love this pattern. It took me a very long time to start this because I wanted to get my hands on Fox and Rabbit's Beetroot. I finally gave up. I could not get my hands on Fox and Rabbit's Beetroot to save my life for this pattern. But I ended up going with a color that's more akin to the called for fabric. This is a 32 count. Let me see, I have two projects in here. I have Cinderella lives in here. She's not started yet though, as well. Beads. I think this is called Pumpkin Pie. Yeah. This is 32 count Pumpkin Pie by Bestitch Me. It's a pretty fabric. I thought it would be, she would pop on there. I did want that pink kind of backdrop, but I think this will be beautiful. And this is where I am. Her feather headdress is going to come all the way up here, and it's just, I love the coverage of this black on this particular fabric. She's lovely. All those spots in her hair are going to be beads. This is her, look at this. That's her bead requirements. So, yeah. This is At the Met by Mirabilia. I love this one. And I started this one, I don't know, I used to sing in the past. And I went and saw a specialist and started it after they confirmed that my vocal cords were in a place where I could start training again if I wanted to. So, it's glorious. And that lives I don't remember who made this one. I don't think it has a tag. But it's got multiple Mirabilias in it, but it's just this beautiful mermaid fabric. Alright. Everything's stacked up behind me. Ooh. Floss ring. Let's put that away. Okay. So next, also in a Jasmine Custom Bags. Isn't that lovely? This also has 2 in it, but it doesn't have, I haven't started autumn. This is instead Glittering Leaves by Nora Corbett. That is what this looks like. This is an Autumn Pixie by her in her Nora Corbett line, copyright 2019. And I'm stitching mine on a 32 count Picture This Plus called Woodland. These are the colors. They're just beautiful. Look at these Karen water lilies. Aren't those just lovely? Actually, I have a board. And this is my Glittering Leaves by Nora Corbett. See if I can, colors are getting a little funky on this one. It's just those, it's darker here because it's later in the afternoon. It's Sunday, December 1st, but it's later in the afternoon, and so I think the light is causing some yellowing of those bright purpley colors. There we go. So I love it on this fabric. I was inspired to stitch it on something like this by Laura. Oh goodness, my brain just stopped working. Laura's sister. Why can't I think of her YouTube channel? I watched Lala D, Lala D's sister, who stitched hers on something similar. So that is Glittering Leaves by Nora Corbett. And I think she has a very pretty face. Doesn't want to focus on. So, yeah. Next we get into some of my Halloween stitching. I stitched on Emmy. I love these Bewitching Pixies. I've stitched one in totality, and I'm working on my second. I want to stitch all of them. Of course, we want to stitch all the things. This is Emmy, and she is from the Bewitching Pixie line. I love these. And I'm stitching her on all the called for, which with the called for thread, except that I'm using Anchor Black. Oh, I have a hanging thread. Anchor Black and 32 count WitchElt Milk Chocolate, which I plan on stitching all of them on that fabric. Ooh, she looks good. Look at that. I thought Anchor Black offered a touch more coverage, better coverage than DMC 310. So that is why I elected, given the amount of black in this pattern, to stitch her like that. Look at this, Mike. She looks really good.
She does. Beautiful.
I'm like, huh.
Black is really black.
It is, isn't it? It's, you can't see the fabric beneath that, which is what I wanted. Whew, I really like this one. I kind of want to pull her out now, although it's time for Christmas stitching. So that is Emmy, and I got her whole head done, and I worked on filling in her arms and bringing down her cape, and yeah, so. And she lives in my Hocus Pocus bag that I can never remember. Oh, it's right there, the 805 stitcher. And this is what her sister Luna lived in before I finished her as well. So that is this is. Maybe I should fold it in a different way. Emmy by Nora Corbett. All right. Let's see. I spent a lot of time working on, so Samantha the Huga Stitcher and Erica from Fibers and Floss Canada and I did a round robin where we sent each other patterns and projects we wanted, that we had already started, we wanted to make progress on. So I spent a lot of time on Samantha's Hawk Run Hollow, Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow, and I finished her block, but I sent that off and you've already seen it. I'm waiting to get mine back from Miss Erica, and Erica got hers back from Samantha. So it's exciting. I'm excited to see where it is after it comes back in the mail. So I was inspired to start my own Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow because it was so much fun to start Samantha's, and I think I showed it in my last video, but I worked a little bit more. So I did this block for Samantha, and I'm working on that one, the very first one. And this is Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow by Carriage House Samplings. And here's a better picture. It's beautiful. I love this piece. And I'm stitching this with 46 count Honey by Bestitch Me. Honey. And I'm using the Vicki Clayton Silk Conversion Floss Pack. My squash bags, you can kind of see them. I don't have all of them on the ring quite yet. Here's the rest of them. Those bright colors. And then for the outside, Sherry from Share Bear Stitcher recommended this, and she showed hers, and it's beautiful. For the borders, I'm using Silk and Colors Acorn Woods, which has all of those beautiful autumnal colors. It's got purples, it's got greens, it's got kind of teals in it. This like beautiful cinnamon brown. And I almost got my first block done. Not quite. But I was pretty proud of the fact that I almost got it done, considering how much I was stitching on Samantha's. And that is what it looks like. Oh, that looks so good. On the 40, I love it on the 46 count. I'm bored. I enjoy stitching big projects on 46 count because they're just teeny tiny stitches, and you can kind of see some of the change in the floss there. Eek! That looks so good. Look at this one. I'm gonna make Mike look at every single one.
Well, you already know. I think that one's those silks you chose are amazing.
I love Vicki Clayton silks. They are just so much fun to work with.
It's got so much depth and
colors are rich, and I love it.
Tone to it, yeah.
And so that is, oh, there we go. That is Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow. So I'm going to pull that one out regularly and try to get good progress on it. And that lives in a Little Boat 88 bag with Teresa Kogut fabric, both inside and out. So that was one of my Halloween projects. Tuck this away. Try to tuck everything. I did a bit of full coverage too, which I'll show you here as well. Okay, so we did Fancy Ladies, Halloween. So this is another, I am conflicted. You guys will have to give me your opinions. This is Halloween Quaker by Leela Studios. Halloween Quaker by Leela Studios. I love this. And I have a pickle. So I kitted this up back when I started projects only on 32 count. Now my preferred is to stitch on 46 count 1/2, on 36 count 2/2, or on 32 for fancy ladies. So I'm tempted to start this over, but uncertain. I'm stitching it on 32 count Cauldron by Picture This Plus, and this is a Lugana, and I didn't know if I liked the coverage I was getting with the Witch. This is DMC 310. So I also have the same fabric in a 36 count linen, and you can see it's very interesting, the difference between linen, how linen and Lugana dye. See the difference there? So tell me what you guys think. If you think the coverage is good, if it's worth starting over on this fabric to get more depth, or I should say more density of coverage, or if I should keep it on the Lugana, because I do like kind of the lighter tones of this particular fabric. Look at that. Yeah. So, and one of the reasons I'm conflicted is I like the idea of this particular fabric. Also, if I picked all this out, using it for the 3 fairies in Lavender and Lace, the ones with the wand. The wand and the 3, they make me think of the Sleeping Beauty fairies, the red, the blue, and the green one. So, but that's lovely. That actually looks really good on camera.
Oh, yeah.
Whether I started over on this is 36, this is 32. Same fabric, Lugana linen, so undecided. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Tell me what you think. That's why it's not, the Witch is not done. I got a little like, I don't know. So I stuck it away. And that lives in a Pinning bag. I thought this was a fun one. Matched the colors. So let me stick this back in here. I also had a new baby start. I was also conflicted. I just was kind of starting everything, not working on much at the same time in October. It was a weird October for me. Let me see if I can find it on here. This one, Trick. I may not be able to find it. Here we go. This one's called Trick or Treat Town by Flossabilities. Oh, we don't want to show you the pattern. This is what it looks like. I love these houses. And I got derailed because I thought I had all of the floss on this one, and I didn't. And it's stitched on the called for, and 36 count in this one, and it's haunted. But it's just a baby start because I got derailed by lack of floss, which I'm pretty sure I now have the floss, but I never went back to it. Let's see, which way is up even? Am I frozen? I think I'm frozen. My computer keeps going to sleep. Sorry if I just froze. It may have happened already once or twice. And that's my itty bitty start. I'm not sure you can even call that a start. But I love this fabric. It's beautiful. Look at that. Isn't that glorious? It's just lovely. So, and that is Trick or Treat Town by Flossabilities, which is a new to me designer. I like her stuff. She has a couple of Christmas things out right now, and I'm like, But let's see. So, tell me what you guys think about the fabric. So that is Halloween. More Halloween. My last Halloween project, I think. Yep, last Halloween project. I don't know why this is so hard for me to stitch. I don't know if it's the what's the word I'm looking for? The fabric choice, or if it's the fact that I'm using the MPIs. There's something that it's hard for me to stitch, and it's Yuletide Welcome. I love this pattern. I love this series. The Yuletide Welcome, Yuletide Welcome, and Liberty's Welcome. I want to stitch all of them. But for whatever reason, I get just a few stitches in on this, and then I'm like, okay, that's good enough. I have all the MPI, and it's not like a project worth abandoning because of the cost of kitting it, because I'm stitching it 2/2 on 36. All these beautiful MPI silks on Picture This Plus 36 count ale. And that's the back. See, I get derailed easily on this one. I found another piece of fabric in that kit too that was it's not supposed to be in there. That's for Teresa Kogut. But look at this. It's beautiful. Look how good this looks, Mike. And I don't pull it out for whatever reason. I don't know why. So it's very dense coverage. Look at the blackbird, raven, the pumpkins. It's beautiful. So what I did, I stitched all of this. I extended the border, and I started stitching the pumpkin stand. I don't know what to call that. But doesn't that look so good? And I don't know why. I just don't pull it out. Look at this. This lovely, massive project. So that one needs some love too. And that one I keep in a Lake House Stitch Company bag with this is the tiny one. It's got this lovely plaid fabric, and then the interior is like this vintage. So you can kind of see. There we go. All the floss. So not to be abandoned, but I have to work on this. I have a lot of big Halloween projects, and I think that's part of it is I want to stitch. Halloween's my favorite, and I want to stitch all of the things. And then I make no progress on any of the things. Don't we all? Let's see. Let me show you what I am doing for full coverage. Then I have my last whip, which is Jesus, and I'm working on Jesus today. And then I'll show you plans and ideas. Some of the Christmas stuff I have worked on, started, little things. But I'll show you my ideas for Christmas stitching options. Undecided quite yet. So, let's see. The first two are somewhat boring because they are newer full coverage pieces. The first one is much, much newer. And I probably won't show it every time either because it's gonna be boring because there's literally 6,000 stitches to start with one color. And this is called Tsuki Uagi. And I started this for Gorgeous Geisha Sal. Many of you may know, I can't remember if I've shared this, but that I spent 6 years living in Japan, and so I love Japanese art. And this is a pattern that's charted by Heaven and Earth Design. I can't remember who the artist is, but they have a lot of this design type, this art on Heaven and Earth Design. And this is for the Gorgeous Geisha Sal, which was started by Tammy Cinnamon Stitches. I think that's her handle. Oh, there we go, kind of glaring. There we go. Isn't she just beautiful? Oh my gosh. Oh, washed out, can't see. Look at those not bright, I guess they're pale, but the pastels and then the bright. Oh, it's so pretty. But of course, I start in the upper left hand. Let's see if I can get it. Left hand corner, and literally, it's going to be 6,000 stitches of 754. I think 754 to start. So, not exciting, but it's going to be gorgeous. So I probably won't show this every time because you guys are going to get bored of just looking at that color. And right now I have, I think this is about 900 stitches in it. It's 2 days of stitching for me because it's all just one color. So that's that one. I'm excited to start getting to the person. It's going to be pretty. So that's my boring one. The next one's boring as well. I need to serge the edges of this. But look at these colors. It's going to be pretty. And this lives in a Jasmine custom bag. Jasmine custom design bag. I will link her below. I can't, for whatever reason, get the order of the words right. I thought the color palette matched. Next is another, I don't know if I've ever shown this one. This is called The Fitting. Also a Heaven and Earth design project. I'll have to write the artist below because I did not do that either. Here it is. The Fitting. And this has 2,000 stitches in it. This is what it's going to look like. I feel like that's my house. Probably, like, maybe a little exaggerative, but I think that's beautiful. And so, also boring because upper left-hand corner, it's literally all grays. Just gray. 2,000 stitches of gray. But it's going to look super cool when I actually get progress on this. Just gray. I'm boring, so I'm going to have some boring projects to show you guys moving forward. That's okay, though. And it lives in this beautiful bag that I don't know who made, but I love. It's like floppy, but it's good. I like it. So that's The Fitting. And last but not least, I have Eugenie by Franz Xavier Winterhalter. You've seen it many a time before. This is what it looks like. Also a Heaven and Earth design. And if anybody is wondering, oh man, that's going to be so good. I use the program Market Up RXP for my full coverage pieces. I like this program very much. It tells me a lot of information, how many stitches I've stitched in a day, how many are to go, time, percentage, etc. I like it too because it's Apple compatible, and I've had trouble with my Kindle devices in the past. You may have remembered I lost all the data on all my full coverage pieces, what I stitched, so I had to go through and literally mark every stitch again. So that was my fault. Point of order, if you are a full coverage stitcher and you use any of these products, export and save your progress. So I'll get off my soapbox. But that is Eugenie, what she'll look like. And this is where I am. So since you last have seen her, I carried, let's see if I can get, she's wrinkly. I put more in up here, and this will be a page finish. So I'm so close to a page finish down here. But I got I was so excited because I got into pinks for her dress. This is going to be her dress. It's going to come down and spread out down here. And that is my progress on Eugenie. And I won't talk about goals this. Oh, golly. I'm a hot mess, guys. I'm struggling. I won't talk about goals this, what am I doing? This episode. Because that will be what I save for going into the new year. I have a lot of projects and a lot of projects with very little progress. Sorry, I got distracted because my fabric is fraying despite being serged, so I'm gonna have to go in and reserge it. Because I've only been stitching for 3 years, and I'm a little embarrassed to tell you my whip number, which is, I think, approximately 100. And so that tells, given the amount of time I've actually stitched, that's just a lot of starts and not a lot of progress on stuff. So I'll talk about goals in my upcoming video and kind of where I want to focus. And obviously, she is going to be one of them. So, oh my gosh, it just looks so good. I love it. So that is Eugenie. I think that's my last, oh no, my last whip is Jesus. Also, Jasmine Custom bag here. And she actually made that one for Eugenie for me. Oh, my knees. Oh. Okay. Last but not least is Jesus. I work on Jesus on Sundays. Or I'm supposed to. I started working on him again this past month, November. So this is a kit by Vervaco. I think it's I don't know how to say it. But readily and easily available on Amazon. It is, I don't know what kit number it is, but it's called Jesus. So easy to find. I've been watching The Chosen, and so I've wanted to stitch on this a lot more as well. Chosen is fantastic. Highly recommend it. It's on Amazon. And this is where I am. So since you have last seen it, I've essentially got this whole half of his face coming in and his mouth. Want to stitch the rest of his eyeball today, carry down, and then he'll have his crown of thorns and his hair coming down. But isn't, oof, it looks so good. And I love this being in sepia tones. It's a very simple floss palette. It's got 9 colors. I braided them together because it was easier for me to manage. And it stitches up beautifully. I'm not using the kit fabric. This, I think, is a 28 count mushroom Lugana that I have. So that is where it stands. I think it's lovely. I can't wait to get more progress on this one. So I'll be continuing this one on Sundays. And that one lives in a, I should pull out the chart because you can see it, a Little Boat 88 bag with Mary Poppins. So I like that one. So that is my last whip. Put this away up there because I'm going to work on it later. Now let me, oh actually no, I have one more whip that I have been working on, but it will be a good segue into Christmas. I'm going to show you, it's not all my Christmas patterns. It is, I think I have like maybe just 2 or 3 that are still in the other room. It's the majority of my Christmas projects, and I'm undecided really on what to stitch. So I may take your advice. If you have one that you're like, oh, really work on that one, you like it, let me know. See what you think. So the first one is a gold collection, Dimensions gold collection kit called Winter Impressions. This is what it looks like. This is no longer in production, but you can still get it on the secondary market. Actually, I just looked yesterday on eBay, and you can still get it at a decent price. I think I saw one that was listed for $45 to $50, which is not outrageous. I've seen out of print kits much harder to come by in terms of associated prices. This lives in a little boat 88 bag as well, with black-capped chickadees and cardinals, and poinsettias, which black-capped chickadees and cardinals, it's just winter to me. Always screams winter to me. My grandmother's favorite birds were cardinals. And I'm stitching it on the kit fabric, which is a 16 count kind of blue Aida. And this is where I am. So I have been working on this a little bit. I filled in all of this like background color. I want to fill it in, and then this is where the driver is going to be sitting on his carriage. I finished the gentleman's coat. I need to go down and finish the lady's ruff on her jacket. So this is option number 1. Looks really good. I have not done any of the back stitching, so it's going to be cross stitches. All of the background is done in half stitches. There are in the foreground a lot of French knots for the snow, and then back stitching that I will have to do. But I think it's lovely. Let me see if I can. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. So that is where I am right now. So that's the last whip, the first of the Christmas stitching. Actually, I have one more whip. Apparently I don't remember the things that I've been stitching on. So, tuck that away. Christmas stitching option numero uno. Let me show you Christmas stitching option numero dos. And this one the plan is to finish this project. It is an old whip. It has been an old whip for too long. It needs to get done. I did put some time in on this as well. This is called the Nutcracker Parade. This is by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. I started this, I believe, in like October of 2021. It's only been 3 years, an eternity later. I can find the actual picture. Here it is. Oh, maybe I don't have a picture. Let's see. The Nutcracker Parade. Here we go. And this is what it's going to look like. It's so adorable. So cute. I'm stitching mine on 28 count Crystal Dwarf by Picture This Plus. I am using mostly the called for colors. This is what it looks like. Since I pulled it out, I got about 1,200 stitches on it. I completed the gray outline box around it. I finished the lettering, what says the Nutcracker Parade. And I did all of these candies, did all of these, I call them gumdrops, and all of these gumdrops. And so this is what I have to finish. And I finished the snowflakes over here. So I just have to finish the outside border, and I will get this done this year. This is not going to be carried into 2025. I said the famous last words. And so let me see if I can hold it up closer. I love the little nutcracker dude here. Mouse King is my favorite. And the things that I changed, let me see. So this is called for in DMC. It has 2 classic color works. One of them is called Sugar Plum, which I thought was so perfect because it's the Nutcracker. Thought that was great. I added this for some of the snow, which is a Threadworks. I do not know the number. I got rid of it was before I started tracking, but I selected it because of you can see the soft changes to pink and greens. It made me think of cotton candy. So I put that in the snow. You can't really tell, but specifically in the Sugar Plum Fairy. And then for the snowflakes, the ones that are all around the outside of the parade, I'm using Petite Treasure Braid PB205, which is got a purple hue to it, a very pale kind of lilac hue to it. I think it's beautiful. And then for the ones inside the snow globe and on the tree, I'm using Petite Treasure Braid PB10, which is like snow. I almost just broke out into song. That was close. I was making snow from White Christmas. That would have been funny. And so that is where I am on that. So this one will get done. And that currently lives in a Stitch and Piece bag with nutcrackers on it. So that is that one. That should be the last whip. And you may hear, I think, the Flossy Cowboy's getting ready to work on the floor out there. So you may hear some noise, which is fine. Okay, now the rest are, tell me what you think. So I have in a Sheba Designs bag, Betsy's Christmas Basket by Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery. Isn't that lovely? I love this series. I have the winter one and I have this one. I really like the Halloween one. This is the palette called for colors. It's just, look at those colors. Aren't they just pretty? I love this red. It's called Turkish Red by Weeks Dye Works. It's so bright and it goes so well against like the Manor Red. This is just a good palette. I am stitching mine on 36 count Regency by Picture This Plus. And then like I said, most of these have very small starts because for whatever reason in October, November, and December, I get startitis and I want to start all the things. So that is where I am. It's not big. It's only, I don't know how big it is. It's only 103 by 104. So I think I love this fabric. If I can get, it's a good, it's a little more green, which is not picking up, but I think this would be a good fabric for Miss Christmas Eve by Mirabilia. But that is where I am on that. I like this piece a lot. That is Betsy's Christmas Basket. And the beautiful floss ring. Next is, this was an impulse start. Mike really wanted me to start this. I had no intention of starting this within this year. And it is Douglas Designs by Virginia Douglas, Christmas Carousel Fantasy. He wanted me to start one of these. And so I started the polar bear. But it took a very long time to gather material because of the the buyout or whatever it is of Krynic. So it took me forever to gather all of the necessary like blending filaments. And I'm missing a good number of Krynics that you need just for stitching that I'm looking to see if I can make substitutions for. Like one of them is gold, so I'm using DMC. I hate using this stuff. But it will do. And I'm stitching it on a 28 count, like Silver Moon Lagana, I think. Might be 32 count. Like I said, impulse start. not very far. Everything is blended and has Krynic, which is going to make it lovely. So you can kind of see the sparkle. There's blending filament in the green. This is all in Krynic and or DMC metallic. And it's just the very top of the polar bear pole, the carousel there. So it's going to come, yeah. So that lives in a Little Boat 88 bag. It's kind of a retro, mid-century inspired bag. So that is one option as well. Next, let's see what's next. Next is, ooh, I love this. This, I requested a special conversion from Vicki Clayton Silks, and she made a beautiful conversion for me. It is Joy by Ari TM. Oh, I love this. This Quaker is beautiful. With the, and there's one, it's I think Peace and Faith. So it's a series, there's 3. So this one is the manger scene. Then there is one with the wise men coming this way and one with the shepherds coming this way. And I want to stitch all 3, obviously. But look how beautiful that is. And so she made me a beautiful conversion. This is some of the colors. It's actually, for the way the chart appears, there's actually a lot of colors, as you can see. So it's beautiful though. I've only used 1, 2, 3, 4 colors so far. And I'm stitching this 2/2 on 36 count. Yeah, this is the floss list. It's quite intense. I don't remember who made this bag. Oh, Nancy, the Disorderly Stitcher. It's a beautiful bag. Look how beautiful this is. I love it. And I'm stitching this just on 36 count cream linen. Just a itty bitty start. With that very first Quaker in the upper left hand corner. I love her silk. I just love Vicki Clayton silk. Yeah. So that's one. This is going to be a long video, guys. Stick this away. Sorry, I'm taking too much time putting things away. I just don't want it to get lost. All right, and then I have in a Little Boat 88 bag a crochet to go-go. This is a pattern that is also very old for me, that I got a decent amount of progress on last year, but had to pick it all out. And so for that reason, it went into timeout. And it is called Advent Calendar. This is what it'll look like. I love this pattern. I love it. I love this pattern, which is sad. I don't have more progress because I had to pick out all of Santa. Literally, the whole Santa had to come out. And so, all I have is day 10. Just day 10. And this pattern has 24,000 stitches, so it's not small. There we go. Oh. But I love it. I love the colors. Look how cute that is. It's just so cute. And I'm stitching this, it's just a natural linen 32 count. So that is one option. I really want to get this one. It's not going to get done, but I want to get a good chunk done on this one as well, because it is one of my much older whips. that away. Next I have, look at this beautiful bag. I don't remember who made it, but it's beautiful. I have Merry and Bright by Cottage Garden Samplings. This is Songbird series number 2. I stitched the first one in this series for my mother. And this is all done in Weeks Dye Works. I should put this on a floss ring. I didn't. Look at this mess. It's lovely though. A lovely mess. Those are pretty colors. Rich Christmas palette. This I'm stitching on the Called For linen, which is 36 count Dove by Weeks Dye Works. And this also has a baby start. It's just the center beginnings of a black capped chickadee. So nothing too exciting. I like this is just like a vintagey color. I like this color a lot. So that one is Merry and Bright, another option. Okay. Next is beautiful bag. This is a penny and toonie bag as well. You can kind of see the gold foil in there. This is the Christmas Queen by Mirabilia. I think she's lovely. I'm stitching her on 32 count gingerbread Lugana by Picture This Plus. She's so pretty. Look at that. I think she would be a pretty one to work on too. That is where I am. And that's what I got done last year. I started her last year. All of that gold Krynic in there, the holly berries. So that is an option. And I'm just using Called For, except the linen, or the Lugana in this case. Oh, sorry, knees. Oh, okay. I did that one. What's this one? Oh, this is also an older whip. For whatever reason, I hadn't been pulling out. It comes from Home for the Holidays by Blackbird Designs, which is a beautiful book. But I am stitching, make sure I'm not showing it to you, the Christmas Garden. And this was my first foray into Vicki Clayton silks. This is in a penny and toonie bag as well. This is just on 40 count cream linen with a Vicki Clayton silk conversion, and it's very muted, and that's what I like about it. Makes me think Victorian Christmas, kind of. See, not very much progress, but I think it's lovely. It's just muted and that's pretty. So that's an option. Tuck that in. What's next? Oh, this is another Mirabilia. This one has like, oh. I don't know if I froze again, and I don't know if you heard me. This one's a Mirabilia. I lost my train of thought. This has a piddly start. It's called Christmas in London. Like the most piddly start. I'm stitching this on 32 count Silvery Moon Lugana. And it's just a piddly start. Here we are. I put like an hour into it. It's just the corner. I think because there's a lot of color changes and a lot of colors in this particular area. There's literally, how many? I mean, in this tiny corner, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 colors, and I had to change it quite regularly. And so I think that's why I was like, ugh. Where did it go? So Just an itty bitty star right in this upper left hand corner. Right here. So, I like this one. That's another option. Also in a Nancy disorderly stitcher bag. Starting to get messy, guys. Just piling up around me here. What's next? Oh, 4 more here. And then I will show you my haul. And then that will be all. All right. This is the Yuletide welcome. A Yuletide welcome. This is the companion piece to a Ghoultide welcome, Plum Street Samplers by, I think it's Paulette. Yeah, Paulette Stewart. I love this too. This is the floss ring. Look at all those rich, beautiful, kind of vintage looking colors. This one, so the Ghoultide welcome is all in NPIs. This one is not. This one has 2 or 3 NPIs, but it's got a mix of the Gentle Arts and I think it's Gentle Arts. However, I have substituted, what is it? Walnut. I could not find walnut to save my life with Pebble Beach by Classic Colorworks. And that is the roof. It's going to be in Pebble Beach. And this is 2/2 on 36 count cream linen. I started in the middle on this one, and I'm outlining the house so that I can fill it in during Zooms, and I like to have stitchy Zooms. I meet up with Samantha the Huga Stitcher and Amy from Fiber Arts Amy, and it's just so much fun. And so I have a lot of hanging threads too. I'm sorry. So just filling in, getting things done. It's gonna be just pretty. That is in this lovely bag, which I think this is a Nope, this is a Sherry So Sweet. Isn't that beautiful? So that's another option. Three to go. This is I actually have no idea what the designer of this is. But she has like a whole series. Svetlana Sikar is the designer that I got off of Etsy. Patterns by S.A. Stitch is the Etsy shop. Patterns by S.A. Stitch. And it's a bunny in a sweater, and it's adorable. I can't get over it. With a little fox sweater on. She's got squirrels. She's got other animals as well. And I'm stitching this just on a scrap, not really a scrap, I guess. This is a 32 count natural linen with kind of opalescence in it. So that is, you can hear my husband talking to himself. And that is just the beginning of it. So, and that lives in a beautiful bunny bag that Erica from Fibers and Floss Canada made us. It's beautiful. So this one's kind of wintry and Christmassy. So not a big one. Would be fairly easy to get done. It has, let me see, I can actually tell you how many stitches that one has. It only has 4,300 stitches in it, so it would be a smaller project quite a bit smaller than the majority of my projects. And then this is a bag made for me by Erica, Fibers and Floss, Canada. Isn't that lovely? I love how she puts this pocket on the back. And this is Noel by Lavender and Lace, Celtic Noel. And this is also an older whip for me. This is one of the ones I started many years ago. By many, I mean 3. This is where I am. Also on 32 count cream. This is linen. Noticing a theme. So, yeah. I like that one. I would like to pull that one out. See, that's the problem. I want to pull all of them out and stitch all of the things. And then I make 0 progress. And then last but not least is Father Christmas with Toys. This is a Heaven and Earth design. I have 8,600 stitches done on this. I'm almost 1 page done. This is my oldest full coverage piece. That's what it's gonna look like. He's handsome. He looks good. This lives in a Cricklewood Crossing bag. Nice and big. And his floss rings are actually very organized. Look at all this. Okay, now you can see the panel on the inside. Santa. Or snowman, not Santa. And this is where I am. So I'm working on getting the rest of this page. This is the one where I lost all of the data, which this was the hardest one to fix because all of the colors are white and pale and silver, and I'm like, oh, I can't tell where I'm stitched and where I haven't stitched, and I've been all over the place on this one. So, see the trees coming in, that's the top of Santa's hat. So that is where I am on that. That's pretty. That looks good too. So those are my Christmas projects. Tell me what you think. Tell me which ones you think I should work on. I'd love to hear your opinion. And then last but not least, I'll go quickly through haul. I'll start with the not as cool stuff, and then I'll go into the extra cool stuff. So as part of my haul, all of it's cool, but there was some projects that were particularly amazing. So here's Betsy's Winter basket. And I have that kitted up. I have it kitted up for a 36 count Wren. These are the called for fibers. That'll be pretty. So that's one. And then it's in this beautiful bag. Look how cute that is. I don't know who made this one though. Then I have Crocetta Gogo's Christmas basket. Floss, linen, and this also is the floss, I believe, for winter basket, but that one is on back order, so it has not arrived yet. And then I have 2 other projects that are kitted up. One is another dragon pattern, and it lives in this dragon bag. This is a Jasmine Custom bag. And it is Nora Corbett, her original dragon, Patreon dragon, is available for purchase on her Patreon. That's the Rogue Dragon, which was the original. And if you want to see this stitched up, kind of see the pattern there. If you want to see this stitched up, it is hanging in Fiber Arts Amy's background on the most of her videos now. And I'm going to stitch this on Grace Note Fabrics Storm, which was one of the fabric, I think it was this month's fabric of the month. Isn't that cool? I think think on this side here. And then these, the beads. This is the color palette on here. So that's all kitted up. It's pretty. Ugh, I'm tempted to start it, but I don't need to start it. I have to finish the other dragon first. So that is in my little dragon bag. And then last but not least, in terms of projects kitted, let me see if I can find Cherry. Yes. So this is by Jessica Doise. She is on Flosstube. In Instagram, she's just put out her third Flosstube. I'll link her below because I can't remember her Flosstube handle. But she is an amazing designer. And she has finished several designs. I love this one. This one is called Cherry Magpie. And she just finished one called Persephone's Garden that I can't wait till she gets released. So that's Cherry Magpie. And I have this one kitted up as well. You cannot, like I said, this is stitched on beetroot, which is what I was trying to get my hands on. You can't get your hands on beetroot. I cannot for the life of me. And so as an alternative, I am using a Picture This Plus 36 count Tango, which I think is a good, fairly similar, not exactly. It's a little, it has a little more rust coloring in it. But then these colors against it, they are, it's like tone on tone, but intense and fun. And it, like, look at this zinnia. It's just going to be weird and lovely, and I love it. I love it. So this is Cherry Magpie. So I've got that all kitted up. That's just living in one of my old, in my dino bag. And then, oh, last but not least, oh, let's see here. So Fiber Arts Amy owns Oak Crown Studios. It is her fabric dyeing company. It is amazing. I adore it. I have a lot of her fabric. I want all of her fabric. But she has custom designed 2 boxes. The first one is the mermaid box, and the second one is a fairy box. The mermaid box, or the mermaid collection, just came in the mail Friday for me. So if you have not opened this, the next 2 things, turn away, because they are advent calendars and things that you may not have had opened yet. So this is the Mermaid's Treasure Chest. It has 3 fat quarters of fabric. The first one is called Naiad. Where is it? And it was inspired, she has a card here. It was inspired by the the murky pools of fresh water. And all of these are designed like, they're like ocean. Oh, that's so pretty. I already know what mermaid I want to put on this. It's washing it out a little bit. It's a little bit brighter in person. Let me see if I can, lost my board. Here it is. Put it up against white so you can see, there we go. Kind of see the contrast a little bit better. There we go, that's more. It's just beautiful. And I always get Lugana. It's so pretty. I want to put the Mermaid of the South Seas on this. So that was in there. Oh, I just love this. I love this fabric. Then there is Splash, which is supposed to represent a Caribbean ocean habitat. Also beautiful. And this one's a little more turquoise than it's showing. Where did I just put that board? I just had it. Oh, here it is. Yeah, it's still showing a little less turquoise than it is. It's a little brighter, more Caribbean kind of look to it. But that's Splash. And then there's River Cruise, which I want to put the perfume mermaid on. And this one is a freshwater habitat, flowing water where mermaids have to dodge both shipping vessels and pleasure craft. Oh, it's so pretty. I love this. Could you imagine the Mirabilia, the mermaid perfume? She's sitting on the rock and all the... Oh, yes. So that's that one. And then she included this lovely pair of mermaid scissors. A beautiful wax mermaid tail. I got a lovely Ocean Breeze water lily and Valdani. All inspired by mermaids in the ocean. It's lovely. She also included some of her own. This is hand-dyed floss. It's 80% wool and 20% silk. This one's called Reef. Sorry, I just bumped you. This one's called Fin. And this one's called Deep Dive. So look at that. Aren't those just beautiful? They're so soft. They're so beautiful. I want to use it. I want to use them. So that was the mermaid box, which showed up this week, and I was very excited to be able to get my hands on one of them. And then last but not least is my Advent. So Kit and Stitcher put out an Advent in collaboration with all of the designers we love. It came in this absolutely beautiful box. Look at this. It says Most Wonderful. It's just beautiful. I mean, this box alone. Look at that. It's got angels on the back. Or kids. They're in their, not angels, kids in bed waiting for Santa. It's full of goodies. All wrapped and ready to open at one day at a time. So today's was the first day of Advent, and so we opened a design by, like I said, turn away if you haven't done this yet or you don't want to see, Blackbird Designs. Beautiful. And it was a chart called Noel. So that was my very first day of, oh, here's a good picture. Very first day of Advent. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It says Noel 2024. And I think it's Gentle Arts and Classic Colorworks. So I think it's lovely. So that is my very long video. All of the things that I have not talked about and missed sharing with you over the last couple months. It was great to spend some time with you. I'm sorry if there's some pauses where my computer screen froze. I'm probably not going to edit those out. So it was lovely. I hope you guys are enjoying the holiday spirit and had a good Thanksgiving here in America. We ate a lot of turkey. We got about 6 inches of snow that day, so it was good. It was good to see you all, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!